Welcome to the Dawg and Gus Show, now on Feel It Radio.
What's up, Dawg?
Not much, Gus. You?
I don't know, man. I have like this feeling of euphoria because I'm in an actual, even though we were in a recording studio prior, this is like a big recording studio.
Yes, sir. This is the big one, so we're just adjusting to it, and we got some fine young men in here with us.
Yeah, we have a couple members of Evil Creek.
Couple? So three's a couple?
Well, I think couple can be 2 or 3.
Okay.
A pair is definitely 2. A trio is 3.
I'm small.
But they're a quintet.
2.5.
That's quintet. They're a quintet. There's 5, but we're missing 2.
Yes.
That's right, yeah.
Normally a 5-piece.
Hey, boys, what's going on?
How you doing? Thanks for having us.
Oh, thanks for coming. I mean, it's amazing to have you. You know, you guys have definitely sent us a bunch of messages, and I'm so glad that everything worked out, that we're actually able to have a chat.
Yeah,
thanks for coming.
Thanks for having us.
And they have, you can't see it, you'll see it on our Instagram, but they certainly have, all of their instruments are out. They're going to play a few live songs for us from the new album that's coming out on December 2nd.
December 2nd. Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
I was listening to a few tracks on the way here.
I was as well.
Yeah, I really like Barrel of a Gun. I like that song, and then I like, of course, Away from the Sun. That's kind of is that the title track?
It's actually the same song.
The same song, yeah.
Oops. What?
Glad you like both.
Well, the edibles kicked in while I was driving here, you know.
See, there's a story behind it.
Check out this second song.
We did write it as Barrel of a Gun, and we actually even made a video for it, and we released it. And then this Barrel of a Gun is part of this EP, but we recorded it close to a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
And actually released it as a single, knowing it was going to be part of this EP. Not long ago, we actually hired a public relations person, Eric Alper, and he had a suggestion for us to actually take that song, make the beginning a little more so that we can grab people quick, and basically work with that. And then that's what that's what he's gonna push, basically. So we decided to do that. We added a new intro to the song, and then it just flows into the intro that was already there, basically.
Nice.
So we didn't want to just take away what we already had up on YouTube and everything else. There's a couple thousand people that had viewed it and lots of cool comments and stuff. So we decided, you know what, we'll leave that there as Barrel of a Gun, and we'll release Away from the Sun with the new intro. And that's the story
and like a
behind
B-roll
that.
too. Like we brought in Joey.
Oh, right. We actually, second video we had done for, Away from the Sun. So we got like a live performance kind of video for Barrel of a Gun. And then we kind of have a storyline video with Joey Green. He's a fellow that actually comes to all our shows and helps us out. He's like the hidden member of the band.
He's the other member, yeah.
And he acted in the video. I think it turned out, pretty great.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Well, sorry about that. I was like, I like this song, and then I listened to that. Okay, fine. How about Lovely? I like the song Lovely.
That's
that was
good too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's more of our heavier angle. Like we all come from heavy metal backgrounds. Except actually Johnny, he's more of a
Spice Girls.
Spice Girls.
He's not lying.
Sorry.
He's not lying. Yeah.
more of like Oasis and stuff, which is great. Cool.
I like Oasis.
Yeah,
I actually really like Oasis. That's a good. good
And so we always at least try and do one song that's a little bit unique to the rest of the stuff that we're recording or playing.
Yeah,
Okay,
and
cool.
which that one would be in a different tuning. We have alternate tunings in some of our songs, so that one would be in an open C tuning. So
really? Okay.
And I play a 12 string on that one. Well, any open C, I have a 12 string for it, and it's really big and heavy. Mm-hmm. And then we play in standard, and then I think with the new stuff that we're writing too, we have some more alternate tunings. Actually, on this EP, we do have a open D as well.
You know, when Cliff and I started this project in 2017, we knew right from the get-go that we wanted to try and be as unique as possible. We all come from heavy metal backgrounds, lugging around big amps and electric guitars and stuff. Yeah. And we wanted to be, okay, so how can we keep our roots in this, but play the stuff we want to play now? It's like, I mean, we all still love heavy metal, heavy music. Of
course.
But...
Not Johnny.
Except for Johnny.
We just wanted to be unique, so we got a lot of different messed up tunings that we play in, and of course our standard tuning stuff, and we just wanted to run with it. We really didn't have an agenda as far as what we wanted to do. We just wrote music, played, we play live, we record the stuff. and we're just being us, you know. And it's been pretty accepting since day one compared to when we did play heavy music. It's much more accepted.
Oh, yeah.
I remember playing in a heavy band, and Cliff can vouch for this, but you chase all your shows, right? Any good ones, anyways. And in Evil Creek, they've all been given to us since day one. Like, ever since we started to push ourselves a little bit, our summers have been booked since we started.
Yeah.
Except for when, of course, COVID had happened.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah. We stayed engaged, though. Like, we did a lot of video and some live performance online and stuff. So I think that did help us.
Yeah, well, I think we were lucky because just before COVID started was when we recorded Barrel of a Gun. I think it was during COVID. We had the mixing and mastering being done, and we were able to continue to engage people with that because we weren't even allowed to get together for the longest time, you know,
Right.
a few months at a time. So there wasn't really much we could do. So we were lucky we were able to pull that off to keep people engaged, and yeah, I mean, it's all been pretty good feedback so far. You know, not to toot our own horn or anything, but it's been nice. It's been
No, you
flattering.
should toot your own horn. I love your stuff. Even though I've made that mistake with the 2 songs, I was listening to a bunch of it, and I really like the sound. I do like heavy metal. We went and saw Rammstein in the summer,
Nice.
and that's kind of a little bit more heavy metal. But
Well, this is not heavy metal.
no,
music.
I know, but
Yeah,
but what I'm saying is you can sort of. You can kind of. I found that you can sort of hear it in the music. Wouldn't you say?
Right.
A little
Yeah,
bit.
like especially the open sea stuff.
Yeah.
There's certain ones that'll have that heavier sound. And most of the stuff that we would do in standard wouldn't have that. It would have more of like either a kind of a, you could say country vibe at times. You could say,
Bluesy.
yeah.
You have a very bluesy voice. I
do?
find, yeah.
It's the first time I've ever heard
I don't know. I find. Don't you find, Doggy?
Maybe a little, but I know when I heard the guitar playing earlier, there was like I even heard a little. I thought I heard a little Stevie Ray when you were just kind of tuning
I
up
was
there.
I was messing around playing a
Yeah.
little bit of Ray
Yeah.
Vaughan.
Oh yeah, he's a pretty good guitarist.
He was an okay guitarist,
He wasn't
I
bad.
guess. He was.
Oh,
he was all right,
amazing.
you know.
He was one of the best. that's
He's
for sure.
he's the guy that changed my life when it come to guitar. Like, I started with the whole Van Halen, Randy Rhoads stuff, and then I was just, you know, stuck in this whole Judas Priest world, and then I heard Stevie Ray Vaughan, and it changed my life.
Nice.
It was like, it didn't make me, like, learn all the Stevie stuff, because I knew that if I did, I'd start to sound like him too much.
Yeah.
So what it did is it opened up the doors for me, and then it's like, oh my God, the Eagles are good. Oh my God. And
Yeah.
I started listening
Yeah.
to so much more because of it. And still, I mean, I love Stevie.
I've been listening to stuff. He kind of turned me on to Prince, believe it or not.
We love
I was
Prince.
never
Yeah.
a fan of Prince before
he's
my favorite.
I started playing music
Yeah.
with Cliff.
Yeah, he's one of my favorites. Too.
And
Yeah.
next thing
Saw
you
him
know,
a
we're
few
covering
times.
Purple Rain. And
Nice.
yeah, it's and then I looked more into him, of course. And the guy,
Well,
he can play anything.
Well, that's the
Really
thing.
good
He played
musician.
all the instruments,
Yeah.
and then also melted your mind with his guitar solos.
yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
you know, like and.
And those are things people, you know, like myself, don't care to look into because, well, it's Prince.
Yeah.
And when you do, it's like, why didn't I do this a long time ago?
Yeah, a lot of the B-side stuff, too, is so cool. Like
So
all
cool.
the funk and jazz and stuff like
Oh,
that.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It sounds like you're lovers of music. Doesn't matter what type it is, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, right now I'm on Blackberry Smoke is probably one of my
Nice.
favorite bands.
Love
on
those
this planet,
guys.
Yeah, we went and saw them. Did you see them when they were here?
No, I
No.
didn't get to. I wanted to,
I
but I
think the
didn't.
world
get out.
closed down the very next day.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, we
It's
went.
so good.
I think I went to a live show a couple days before in March. I don't remember what it was, but yeah. And then after that, we didn't get to go to see live shows, and then we went to a bunch this year.
Yeah. Now I delved into you guys' radio show, your radio, EC Radio, and I was blown away by what you got. Like, you got 5-Finger Death Punch.
I don't even know what's on. I think
Love
Russ,
that.
Yeah,
I think
Russ would have
set
been
that
taking
up.
care of
Yeah.
a lot of that. Our
I
bass
love
player.
Five Finger Death Punch.
Well, they're great. They did a song with Kenny Wayne Shepherd, which is black
on
on
Black.
blue on black, amazing.
We do it actually as
Yeah.
a
actually do
cover.
it with the mandolin and everything. Yeah.
Nice.
It's Evil Creek version, not
Yeah.
not
You know,
heavy.
well,
but-
we are-
Yeah.
we had a
But still,
mandolin
I mean,
in
there's
there,
just like
yeah.
there's such a range here. And one that caught my eye that I really love is Godsmack. They're like one of my favorite. I've seen them like 3 times.
I've seen them once. They're really good
Yeah,
live with
amazing.
Volbeat, actually, who also blew.
Yes.
away, yeah.
Yeah. So I was kind of looking into that because Spotify gives us that option to check and see what you kind of. So we don't have to ask you who your influencers are because we can see them.
Well, that's Russ. That's down to our bass player, Russ. He's the one that created the radio station and everything.
Yeah.
He thinks that we fit into that genre.
Right.
Or you can hear bits of these bands you're talking about coming out in through Evil Creek's
Yeah.
repertoire then. So
No, it
yeah,
does.
it's all
I
good.
listened to it also, and it does definitely flow together nicely. But yeah,
Except I
where did you guys meet Johnny?
Not the bar before you start the stereotypes.
Yeah, listen to the accent. The bar. No. He had our drummer was in another project called Walking with Crows, and he was the singer and the guitar player for that project. And I guess they took a hiatus for a while, and Johnny was kind of sitting around, bored, making videos on Facebook.
We would do shows together. So
we would always open up for Evil Creek. So Walking with Crows would open up all the time. So Steve would double duty, he would jump on drums for us and then jump on for Evil Creek. So we've always been around each other. But it was during COVID, a couple of my band members split. They quit on us and that was it. So then I was sitting one night and I want to do something. And I want to learn to play the piano. So I started learning how to play the piano. And then I was sitting there having a drink one night and I was about to send Mark a message. I had it wrote out. I'm like, Mark, does Evil Creek need a tambourine player or something? Because I'm bored.
Yeah.
And when I read it over before I sent it, I went, that sounds friggin' pathetic. So I deleted it. But about an hour later, another load of drinks in, he ends up texting me going, hey, Johnny, I've seen a few of your videos of you playing piano and stuff. Like, why don't you come out and play with us and try out and whatever and see if we vibe? I'm like, that is freaky, because I was about to text you earlier to see if you wanted a tambourine player or something. I just need something to do. It's just amazing how it all.
Yeah, but he plays piano, but he's playing the mandolin, the guitar, and the djembe and stuff. So,
but we have known each other for quite a while. Yeah. With Steve being in a project with him.
I was actually in an Evil Creek video before I was even in the band.
Yeah,
yeah.
Really?
If you go back to the song "Like a Ghost," that's me, the sexy fella at the ugly fella at the start of the video. Yeah, the actor. Yeah.
The B-roll.
See, but I've been a fan of Evil Creek. Like I that's the one thing I can always say. Even when I'm standing on stage with these guys, I'm still fanning out sometimes. I'm like, holy cow, I can't believe I'm in Evil Creek. This is amazing, because I just love their stuff.
I feel him staring at me sometimes.
It's a little awkward.
Yeah, it's like, I got to move to the other side of the stage.
You give him the awkward look away, and then you're like, okay, man.
I'm usually wireless, so I can leave.
Yeah, fair enough.
But I've always got a microphone, so, hi, Cliff, you want some popsicles?
That's awesome.
Oh, my God. So you guys keep him in the band even though he loves the Spice Girls. That's interesting.
Yeah. I'll tell you what I want. What I really want.
Tell me what you want, what you really, really want.
I want to...
It's actually, he came... after I messaged him, I think it was that following Friday, he came out and he jammed with us. And it all just right away, it meshed really well. And Cliff actually said to me after, that just kind of put a fire under my ass. It's like...
Nice.
It's the fun's always been there. The inspiration's always been there.
Yeah, but
it kind of gave us an extra boost. Like, okay, there's another element in here. It's not changing anything. It's adding to it, and it feels really, really good. And he's a great singer too. So
our vocals complement each other a lot. Like, because I have a really high voice anyway, so I'm up there with the harmonies. But before, I might have used the vocal harmonizing pedal or whatever. Now he doesn't need it anymore because he has the Spice Girl in the back,
That's right, yeah. No, it's probably seems like a good fit, right?
Honestly, if it wasn't for Evil Creek stuff, he'd probably be a better singer. Like, absolutely be a better singer than I am.
No, he never eats stuff. Yeah. Anyway, continue.
We need to ask the question, though. Like, which Spice Girl do you think you are?
Oh.
Posh.
No,
you are.
I don't see it.
Yeah. See, I see Ginger Spice.
I don't see Posh.
Because of the beard, yeah.
It's okay. She doesn't listen to the show.
The carpets don't match the curtains, I tell you.
Well, yeah, fair enough.
Thanks for that visual.
He's got blinds.
Yeah. I want to be blinded.
Wait, is that like serious? You actually like the Spice Girls?
No, I'm freaking joking.
Okay, you know what? You always said you like the Spice Girls.
No, because
until right now, I thought you were joking.
Okay, let's put it out there now.
Right.
Is it like
because music's so different where I grew up compared to North America. Because these ones all go, hey, what about this guy and that? What about this band, that band? I'll just sit there and go, haven't a clue.
Well,
never heard of them.
See, there's the question too, like the crossover, right? Like, what do you know?
When I was growing up, the only thing really crossed over was Nirvana that I can remember. And it was only I came here for my summer holidays when I was 13, and there was a girl I was madly in love with at the time, my first childhood sweetheart. And she's like, "Have you ever heard of the Smashing Pumpkins?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
Her name was Billy.
Yeah. So then I remember was it Much Music or whatever you had over here?
Yeah.
Used to have at midnight or something all the top 40 or whatever the hell it was.
That's right, yeah.
And Tonight was in the charts at the time. They were number 3 or
Great
maybe
tune.
number 1 at the time.
I like
so
that
we
tune.
had to stay up, and I'm just sitting there pining, you know, all this here waiting on it. And then, oh, here's the song. And then Tonight come
Right.
on. So ever since then, it was just.
Was that
like
your
it-
first kiss after Tonight?
No,
played?
it was nothing like that. That was just, you know.
Oh, I know. And there's a nice time, like a little crush.
But I ended
little
up
crush.
diving into the Pumpkins then, but it never really hit us back there either. So coming over here, listening to there's Soundgarden and Alice in Chains and all these, and I'm like, I've
yeah.
never heard any of these guys. Like,
Right.
So I always shout in the middle, oh, what about the Space Girls? Just to throw it in there to wind them up.
Yeah. So who's your favorite grunge band?
I guess that's kind of cool having a non-biased person in the band
Yep.
when it comes to
For
the music
sure.
we're all into. He's just
Sure.
like, I'm just going to play.
I'm more into
Yeah.
melodies. Like I grew up with vocalists, like Irish singers and all that. So like we've famous Irish band called Barnbrack and stuff like that with amazing voice, and that's who my first love was.
Right.
But
Okay, cool.
You've probably never heard of Barnbrack.
No, but I'm going to check them out.
And
Yep,
then
we'll look 'em up.
I have a great story about them too, but that's for another time.
No, you can do it today.
No. Go ahead.
So
Go ahead, what?
One time grunge bands. I didn't really grow up with the grunge stuff.
Me
so
neither, I
I
couldn't-
think that whenever grunge came out, I was like one of those guys that was like, I don't really like this stuff. But some of it grew on me then. Especially like my friend picked me up in a car one day and he's like, check out this new grunge band, and it was Soundgarden. I was like, that's a metal band. And you know,
like
it was pretty heavy.
So two of
right?
the members were in a metal band
Yeah.
prior. Like, and when you see
And
them,
Yeah, I found Alice in Chains too they got a heavy sound
Yeah,
too, right?
I-
But I mean,
love Soundgarden.
so does Nirvana, but you could hear the grunge in it.
I think a lot of those bands, because of where they came from, they're grunge. They're not heavy metal. They're not hard rock. They're just grunge because Nirvana came out and Soundgarden came out and all these bands. And it's like, yeah, they kind of sound the same. But you're right. I was just listening to Rusty Cage before we came from Soundgarden. Great tune.
I know I hear people call Foo Fighters grunge, and I want to just choke them.
yeah, they're not.
They're
not
they're
grunge.
rock and roll.
They are rock and roll.
Yeah.
They are rock and roll in every sense of the word.
Agreed.
Like when you do them when they play a live show, they're rock and roll,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
For sure.
We actually do Rusty Cage.
We do Rusty Cage as well. We do.
The
Yeah.
Johnny Cash version.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
That's
Yeah,
why.
well, kind of
Maybe-
Johnny.
maybe
kind of
you'll
a little
play it
mix of
later,
both,
maybe.
like Evil Creek and Johnny. It's like
Well,
there's some slide and
That's
stuff.
kind of why I mentioned it.
Oh, really? You knew?
Yeah, I knew they did
Oh,
it.
you sneaky bugger.
I'm a sneaky bugger. Yeah, because I wanted to ask about that too. Well, because now I found out that the playlist was actually made by somebody else, but you do have Johnny Cash's version of that
Yeah.
on your radio, and I'm just like, this is
Yeah.
awesome because we both love.
Johnny's pretty cool.
We love Johnny,
I love Johnny too. Yeah.
Who doesn't love Johnny? Yeah,
I know you said
If you
we,
don't,
but I don't know why I said I.
and you can just stop talking. We're not talking to you.
Yeah,
anymore.
fair enough.
I can hear him going, who? Johnny who?
No, I
I
think
thought you were saying, no, I had never heard Cash. I thought you were offering me something. No, so go back to the grunge thing, no. We didn't have, like, the grunge didn't really hit. So I grew up on the songwriting of Noel Gallagher.
Oh, yeah.
Noel was the opposite of Kurt Cobain. He listened to what Kurt was all depressed and all that, and he went, there's already enough depression here with everything goes on in England and all that. So every song Oasis came out with was up tempo and happy lyrics.
Yeah.
So I loved all that. So Nirvana and all to me, I couldn't stand it, to be honest, as a teenager.
Right.
What's your favorite
Fair
Oasis
enough.
song?
I'm too invested in them to pick one.
I like,
Everything, and I feel like I'm part of the
I
family.
like Rock and Roll Star.
Oh, you can't beat it, like.
Yeah.
He feels like he's part of the family. It's
Didn't
like
he just play that
creepy
at the big
fan
show?
stalker stuff?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he,
yeah.
does, He started the Taylor Hawkins
Yeah.
show with Rock and Roll Star. It was amazing. And Live Forever. Yeah.
Oh, that
Yeah.
tribute thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was really good, actually. I watched
Yeah.
it.
The first one in Wembley was amazing. I haven't seen the LA one.
I've seen pieces of it.
Wembley's the one I saw.
Yeah,
I don't understand why they were airing it on YouTube and what was it, Paramount Plus and all these things, and the footage stayed there for a day and it was all taken away. I don't know why.
Yeah.
They're probably going to sell a DVD.
They're gonna
or sell something. They're monetizing.
They're going to
some way.
monetize it somehow. They have to.
They'll
I
probably,
go to
they're
go
not
back to
DVD,
show
but you know
people,
what I
check
mean.
this out, how emotional it was and stuff, and it's like, where the hell did it go?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw it, and then you're right. It's gone.
Yeah, I think like they're going to monetize it. They're going to probably stream it somewhere, and
Yeah.
make some money for their family. Maybe that would be nice.
yeah.
Or
for sure.
whatever,
It's a good
like
idea.
charity he wanted to give
I think
money
he's got a
to,
few
or-
clams in the bank already for the
think
kids.
so.
I think I read he's worth $400 million.
Who, Dave?
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense. I mean, doesn't he own all the rights to Nirvana as well?
Yeah.
Or does
I-
Courtney? Because he got it from Courtney. I think he's like either he won
Well, he's
it.
definitely
from-
got to own some of it. Like he's
Yeah,
part of the
and then the
royalties on it,
bassist,
that's for sure.
probably. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
But then Foo Fighters is a pretty good band too.
Oh, for sure.
pretty big.
Yeah, but he's got his hand dipped in everything, though, Dave.
Yeah.
Like, he's plays with everybody.
Yep.
Like, if you watch Sound City, the movie.
Lemmy,
like,
Queen of the Stone Age.
I'd love to go through the list on his phone of friends. Like,
Yeah.
Paul McCartney calls him up, hey, do you want to do a song? Okay, I'll play the drums.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, Paul's going to play the drums, and he comes in with his own drum kit. He says we already had like 10 kits.
Well, did you ever hear the story where Dave Grohl has Paul McCartney at his house and he's
The daughter with the piano.
Yeah.
Sorry, tell it, 'cause it's awesome.
No.
Yep.
It's just a simple like it's amazing that you have Paul McCartney in your house and your daughter's like tipping away at the piano and people then he goes up and just plays Hey Jude or was it Hey Jude that he played? I don't know.
Hey Jude or Yesterday.
Maybe it was Yesterday. Either way, doesn't matter. Amazing songs either way. So
Yes, sir.
yeah.
Should we get him to play us something?
I'd love that actually.
Yeah.
If you guys are up to it, if you want to play whatever you'd like,
Play us a little
Wait,
ditty.
do you want us to play Barrel of a Gun or Away from the Sun?
Yeah.
Whatever you want.
I think we're gonna
Can you
take
play
this off.
Barrel of a Sun?
I'm never gonna live that. I'm never gonna live that down, am I?
No, but wait, the reason we did that, though, because our EP is also called Away from the Sun. So if people are searching for the song, they'll go Away from the Sun, so they'll find the single and the EP all in one.
Yeah.
That's why we changed the name instead of going back to Barrel of a Gun again.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, you can make me feel better. I appreciate that, Johnny.
That's okay. I'm with you.
He's working on it.
Hey, Dog, want some hot sauce for your tacos?
You brought your own hot sauce?
Damn right. Have you tried Gringo's Sizzling Nirvana? It'll change your life.
Nice. Are there other types of sauces?
Absolutely. There's different hot sauces for different palates, incredible barbecue sauces, red pepper jam, and salsa. All of them use fresh ingredients, and it can be delivered to your door.
Hey, how do we get some?
Go to www.gringosblazingsauces.com and order some.
Gringo's Blazing Sauces.
Bring the fire to your food.
I feel a little bit enclosed. I feel like I'm
They're just
in a
getting-
studio.
Yeah, they're just getting ready to serve it up to us guys.
All right, so this is Away from the Sun. I could feel you standing there beside me, but I know you're not really there. Take another drink of my numbing whiskey. Makes me feel like we don't care. And now you see me staring down the barrel of a gun, yeah. Now you watch me walking away from the sun. I know I walk alone, my shadow follows me, takes away my sanity. Take a look in my eyes, see I've become so hollow. Will I make it through tomorrow? Now you see me staring down the barrel of a gun, yeah. Now you watch me walking away from the sun. I know I walk alone, my shadow follows me, takes away my sanity. Take a look in my eyes, see I've become so hollow. Will I make it through tomorrow? Now you see me staring down the barrel of a gun, yeah. Now you watch me walking away from the sun. I could feel you standing there beside me, but I know you're not really there.
All right. Evil Creek. Great job, guys.
Thanks.
Now we need to ask, because we
awesome.
always do, where'd the name come from?
Thank you.
Evil Creek.
Oh, well,
The name Evil. Sorry, I was just taking a drink.
you go for it.
When Cliff and I started back in 2017, we were jamming, of course, and we started trying to figure out what we're going to call ourselves, and we threw so many names out that either I didn't like or he didn't like.
Well, I don't like any band names. I think that like Black Sabbath is a cool one. But I always found that band names were pretty silly. You know, because they are. You know, I mean, with Def Leppard, you know, it's like it's cool and all, but I've always thought band names are stupid. So like when he finally came up with Evil Creek, I said I don't hate it.
I don't like it.
The story.
I know I
behind it-
like it, but it was just that.
He's anti-establishment, bro.
That's it.
Yeah.
You remember back in 2017, we had all those bad floods after winter.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And I remember I was at a hardcore festival, and I'm driving home, and I could see ducks floating on people's lawns and shit. And I actually had a friend there that started his own clothing line.
Right.
I forget what it's called or whatever. And I'm just driving by myself, thinking, what would I call my clothing line? And I see this duck floating. And I'm like, that's pretty Evil Creek, man. That's, you know, that's kind of how that came up. And that's what I said. If I had a clothing line, I'd call it Evil Creek Clothing. And then when we were looking for a name, it finally hit me about 3 weeks into trying to figure out a name. What about Evil Creek? And that's the story behind the name.
There you go.
Right,
So
and
it's-
creek could have two meanings, right? It could be like a door creek too, right?
Like the sound, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's an evil creek, man. You know?
We don't get that deep here, so stop.
Now I'll never think
It's like
of
the
it.
start of Thriller, right?
There you go.
Yeah, you know, remember the part?
Yeah,
you know what
yeah.
I'm talking. I'm not going crazy here.
No, you're not going crazy. Not yet.
Oh, I'm pretty crazy. So what time of day would you guys say that is the best time for you to when you're jamming and you're trying to write? Is it daytime? Is it during the morning? Is it in the evening?
I guess it's whenever inspiration
Yeah.
hits me, really.
Yeah, do you like call each other and just say like, let's meet up?
No,
or
not really. We usually just, if we come up with stuff on our own, we'll meet at practice and say, hey,
Yeah.
check this out. But I mean, a lot of, like the whole Dirt Road record I wrote probably 10 years ago. And that was after coming home from like practices with my heavy metal band I was in at the time, or just being out for the evening. And I would sit in my living room on the back of my couch. I had a big window that looked down onto the street, and I just played my acoustic there. And a lot of that was actually written that way.
Yeah,
So I
and
can't
rehearsals
even-
too.
yeah.
Like we'll just come up with stuff in rehearsal. Like we did recently, just came up with a kind of a swampy kind of.
Oh yeah, some cool slide guitar stuff.
Yeah, I went and got myself another guitar, another slide guitar, and a little plug to Long McQuaid where I work. So
There you go. Long and McQuaid, baby.
well, I'm on hiatus right now from work, so
But it's really
But I'll be
hard.
back.
It's really hard to say though. You know, what time of day would hit us when we're not writing. It's basically, you know, if something comes to me, it could be any time. Or
right.
sure
It could
what's
be
happening.
inspiration, right?
Yeah.
You know, like I wrote a song Highway 69 because he wrote a song called Lickin' Twins, and I was like, we need another one like that. So I just went home and just, you know, jammed out a couple of good country chords, and I was like, we hillbillied it up, and
It's kind of like heavy bluegrass slash
Yeah.
rockabilly kind of.
so we try to do something like that on every EP, some kind of like ridiculous song. Because I used to say ridiculous after the song all the time.
Well, that's good. I mean, at least you got. Well, listen. The one thing I will say is, it seems that you're very true to yourself. Like the way that you were mentioning how, you know, you come from a background of whatever, but you're coming together and collaborating to make your own sound, and that's what you're supposed to do. As far as I mean, you would
I
know
agree.
better than I, but I think that's probably,
Yeah, well, like
you know.
I'd always, you know, been the lead singer or the lead guitar player of my band. And what we would do is that when we came to this project, I said, let's not look at it as like, I got to do some kind of big Van Halen kind of solo. Like, don't worry about the solo part of this. Let's just worry about the song. So the song's important. Like, I'll give you an example. I was playing a club once, and I was working my butt off to play, like, I can't remember, it was like Bark at the Moon or something. And I worked my ass off to do this solo, and then, just when the solo comes, like, all my friends went out and had a smoke. Some people were in the bathroom. It's like, that's 30 seconds just gone, and they missed what I just worked on. But they love the tune because the tune is the tune, right? So generally, that's what it's about, right? When you're going to do like a solo, it's fast, it's in and out. So to me, it was always about, let's worry about the concept of the song.
And it's always
we
been
do
like
solos, but we're not trying to do that.
Yeah,
We're
it's
trying
not
to,
ever been the Mark Band or the Cliff Band or the Steve or Johnny Band. It's Evil Creek. We work together.
Russ.
We don't try and
the Russ band.
overkill
Sorry,
any
Steve
song.
band.
Don't try and overkill any song with too much leads or we've always been about do whatever serves the song itself.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense. I mean, and again, you're being yourself.
Yeah, and it's not about him. Yeah, everyone knows he can play guitar. And
he's playing his 12
leads
string
too, but it's very rare that you'll see me play lead.
Yeah,
he's playing lead on a 12 string. That's why I'm such a fan of theirs too.
Well, that's the thing. Some people don't realize how hard it is to play a 12 string. Like, it's really hard.
Well, when I was doing it, we were doing this tuning open C, which I had never done before. I did a lot of open G and D and stuff, so I did a lot of slide stuff with that. But this was a new concept for me, so I was like, oh, well, I'm going to learn how to play guitar again. So, I was
super cool,
moving through the motions of learning how to play it again. So some of it was just finding my way through it. And it's kind of cool. I actually went online the other day and watched a bit of a... What was that band Steve was trying to get us into? John Butler Trio?
Oh, they're good.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I realized that he keeps his 12-string in open C.
Right.
And then I saw some of the things he was doing. He was not thinking scale. He was thinking patterns on the guitar. And I was like, oh, that's cool. That's what Eddie Van Halen does, right? So I started doing it. And I was practicing it. And the wife comes downstairs. She's like, that's really cool. What is that? And I'm like, I think it's John Butler.
But I'm not sure. So that leads into my next question. Like, what's your dream collaboration? I don't know if you say this as a band or as individuals. Like, who would you like to collaborate with? Yeah, another band. Let's say band. Let's go band.
Wow.
Or
I'm all about Canadian artists. I mean,
Nice.
I would love to collaborate with, I think, Kim Mitchell.
nice.
Oh, nice call.
Oh, Jeff Martin, too. We opened for Jeff Martin.
yeah,
Jeff
absolutely.
Martin, yeah.
Speaking of, he's playing.
Headstones.
The Headstones, I think they'd be a lot of fun.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely, yeah.
We were supposed to open for them once, weren't we?
No.
Well, it was talk of it anyway.
Yeah.
And never it fell through.
Never fell through.
Yeah.
Headstones, yeah.
Yeah, they're touring right now.
Well,
They're
I
coming
saw
up.
I
saw
Jeff
that.
Martin again.
I saw it was front row at a Headstones concert, and he spit right on me. It was marvelous.
Yeah, that was the
I've
thing.
heard so many of those
Yeah.
stories.
It was a moment.
Yeah, they spit on each other, too, I think.
Yeah,
No, not no more.
not anymore. No. This
Now
was
COVID.
like heroin days, bro.
For you or them?
Not me.
Oh,
Not me.
okay,
No,
just
no,
checking.
I never got into that rock and roll, but
Gotcha.
that's awesome. And I'm sorry, you keep bringing up Eddie Van Halen and Van Halen. So is he a big Van Halen fan?
I was.
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
I still am.
Yeah.
I have a. Can I
Go.
just jump in?
Go,
'Cause I
Johnny.
was fast. Like as I say, I haven't got a clue about the music over here, and we opened up for Chris Holmes from Wasp.
Yes, I saw that.
He was showing his documentary movie, and he lets all the fans come with their Wasp. My voice just cracked, did you? With all the Wasp vinyls and stuff, and Cliff shows up with Van Halen's first album.
No, it's Women and Children first, but still.
What do I know? Anyway, he showed up with a Van Halen album. Now, I thought he was in Wasp. He's like, shush. And Chris came over and started talking to us on stage, and we're just shooting the shit and whatever. And he's just sitting, he holds the album up to him. And I'm just standing back going,
Well,
this is rock and roll history right in front of my eyes. Because
Yeah.
he's like, Chris starts going, oh yeah, that's my guitar. You can explain the story.
Yeah, well, it's kind of it was like a hidden story that a lot of people didn't know about, right? That the guitar on Women and Children First, Eddie chopped it all up, and he ruined it. He ruined the sound of it, but it's that guitar on the album. But what happened is at the time when he bought that guitar, him and Chris were friends, and they went down, I think it was a Guitar Center in LA, and they both bought the exact same guitar. And so he needed to record the album, and he couldn't record it with the guitar because he ruined it. So he called up Chris, and he said, can I borrow your guitar? So he borrowed that guitar to actually record that album. So that's when I brought the album, and I said, hey, can you sign this? And he was like, that's cool. I've never done that before. So he told us the story on stage. I wanted to hear it from him, right? Yeah. I've heard it, through the grapevine.
It was class for me, though, listening to rock and roll history right there. And I'm like, oh, jeez.
Yeah, it's super cool. That's a great story.
I think as an individual, who would I like to collaborate with?
Yes.
Dead or alive, it doesn't matter?
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter if you had
Yeah.
your choice.
Chuck Berry.
Nice.
Oh, what a good call.
That would be a lot of fun.
I'd say Prince, but he wouldn't let me play anything.
Yeah, you kind of went that way.
He collaborated with Prince. He's like, no, sit down and just watch me play.
Yeah,
Chuck
exactly,
Berry was a
yeah.
badass.
He was, yeah.
Like, I don't. Back in his day, that music was so sinful.
Yep.
Like, people hated him for it, like parents and stuff. And he was just a badass, kick-ass rock and roll guy, man.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, and a good guitarist. Like,
Absolutely.
I mean, people like forget that he was.
A lot.
Yeah,
came
he's,
from
he's,
who he
he's
was.
basically the first rock god, right?
Yeah.
I think so.
Like when it comes to guitar.
Oh, you think? Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
right
when
up,
it
he's
comes to
definitely
guitar,
right
Yeah.
up there for
like,
sure.
Like, I
Well,
mean,
this is before Elvis or anybody.
The state
Yep.
of how big it was. There was great guitar players, like great blues players prior to him, but he's the guy that shifted it into another hemisphere.
Took
There
a
was
risk.
like, yeah.
Yep.
Well,
Uh,
back then, for one, being black.
Of
Yep.
course, yeah.
And a guitar player who's huge back then. And the things he was singing about,
My
Yeah.
he
ding-a-ling,
really took a
my
risk.
ding-a-ling.
my ding-a-ling.
Yeah, he really
Go on.
took a risk, and he blew
true.
everybody away. Like,
Yeah.
he was amazing. I think, personally, he was... Yeah,
Okay.
he
We gotta
started
throw
it
one
all,
in the
like,
set.
yeah.
He's in the top 10 for sure, I would say.
Absolutely.
Right? Yeah, all-time
If not
guitarist.
top. Yeah.
A guitarist, really?
From that era, yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm just
You
thinking
had a
all
few-
time.
you had a
Like,
few from that era.
We could do like rock and roll music because the Beatles did it too, right? They did
They did their
a
version.
version of his
They
song.
did.
right?
Yeah.
Maybelline's a good song.
Reelin' and Rockin', one of the best.
What's the one from Pulp Fiction? Never Can Tell. That's
Oh,
him.
that's a good one,
That's him,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I maybe seen that movie once.
Oh, okay. Well, the scene
I don't
where
think
the scene where Uma and John Travolta dance,
Right.
like do that crazy like dance.
Yeah.
I'm doing it right now, guys, just so you know.
He's not very good.
I'm excellent, actually. I'm a really good dancer. But that's the song "Never Can Tell" by Chuck
Right.
Berry,
Yeah.
and that's a killer song. It's really good.
I haven't heard any bad stuff from
Yeah.
him. So.
No, you're right. Yeah,
So that would be my
I like Chuck
personal
Berry.
collaboration.
That's a good point.
right
Cool.
there, if I,
very cool.
What about Johnny?
Johnny? What's up over there? You know,
Yeah, we don't want to forget Johnny.
I can't tell between Ginger Space or.
Did they do anything?
Mine's would definitely be Noel Gallagher.
I'm
He's,
thinking it
yeah.
as he's saying it.
yeah. Wow.
Yeah, me
You're
too.
thinking about Ginger Space? Is
No,
it?
I'm thinking we were going to say Noel Gallagher.
Yeah, definitely Noel. Noel's he's my be all and end all. Like I say, like I keep the jokes about the Spice Girls because that's what dominated the charts whenever I was getting into my teens. It was all boy bands, Irish boy bands,
Yeah.
especially like what do you call him? X Factor fella, American Idol, Simon Cowell.
Yeah, and
he
his-
had his finger in all of it. So it was only Westlife and Boyzone and all that. But then Oasis came out, and it just blew my
I
mind.
love Oasis.
But you jumped on this lately, anyways. The last few years, the whole Beatles and the Stones and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
right?
like, I
You're
was-
really digging that, right?
My best mate was huge into the Beatles, and I just like to wind them up and say the Beatles are crap. And because I kept winding them up, I never get into them. And it's only been the last 10 years that I dove in. But I made sure I started from the very, very first
I'm a
album
late bloomer, too.
And made my way all the way through. I'm glad I didn't start at like Sgt.
Yeah.
Pepper or something.
No,
because
you
if you
gotta-
ask someone, what album should I... Oh, Sgt. Pepper.
No, you
I'm
gotta go-
glad I started from the start.
You got to go back. You got to go
Yeah.
back. I did the same thing. I'm a late bloomer with a lot of bands like Zeppelin and Aerosmith, the bigger rock bands from the 70s. I didn't start listening to them seriously till like the 90s. So, but I knew who they were and stuff. But I agree. With the Beatles, you got to go all the way back.
Yeah.
do you like
I'm glad I
Liam?
did.
Do you like Liam?
Yeah. I did.
So you know
it's a hard one.
what's hard is they're so toxic. Like outside of it,
Yeah.
together.
But that's the
they're
same.
money.
I'm
They're
so
money.
invested in them too. They're almost like my brothers. I just want even if the band never get back together, I just want them two to talk.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
but they won't. They won't. It's
They
so
will.
funny.
There's enough. There's 150
Ah,
million.
Well,
It's
they
like
asked
the Pink
Liam. They
Floyd
asked
thing
Liam,
too,
"Do you
right?
have anything nice to say about Noel recently?" And he actually did say he's an excellent songwriter.
no,
that
he
was
does.
all he
but
said.
they have. If you like, I've watched all sorts of interviews with him. That's why it fascinates me being such a huge fan of. I was mad about Oasis, and then it kind of faded off as I got older, and then went back to them again, and then started listening to all the interviews, and they're asking Noel about his songwriting. Where does the song come from? And he's like, for me, I just sit there, and then it falls from the sky. It's out there. It just comes, and I'm like, that's the way songs come to me too. I don't sit there and go, I'm going to write about this pencil.
Yeah.
That's a very interesting looking pencil.
HB.
Let's go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It happens, and then I have no memory of a song. They call me John Half a Song back home. Ask me to sing a song. I can't remember lyrics. I have to record it there and then when I write my own songs because they're gone. So after a while, I listen back and go, did I write that? That's class. Like it?
I didn't realize I was this good.
I'm friggin' brilliant. You hear him?
Yeah, that's another thing I wanted. Like when you guys were talking about writing the music. Now, is it a band thing, or is it like one guy and then somebody else adds
It's
to
become
it? Or
a little more of the band thing, but generally it's been Mark and I would come up with something. Mark would come up with most of the song, or I'd come up with most of the song, and then we bring it to the table, and it morphs. Then the band, changes it slightly, and then we have to put a whip down and say, no, you're not changing that.
Yeah.
No, but generally that's the way it's been. But I mean, we're open to ideas. Like Johnny brought a really good song to the table just 6 months ago, right?
Yeah, well, I was standing
and it really worked out. Like the way he brought it as an acoustic, and then I threw some even though I'm acoustic, I have distortion pedals on the floor, so I throw some distortion on it, kind of heavies it up. And we did that for this one song, and it's one of my favorite songs to play.
It is. Yeah. It's not a lot of distortion. It's like
just
kind of a little.
I kind of have it on a fuzz, and it's like I'm
chunky,
filling it up a little bit. Yeah. Like there's. It's not like we're a distorted band in any way. I could get rid of the pedal, and it would be just fine.
That was a weird way of writing too, because these two, for me, stepping out from being the front man of the band I was in, I knew stepping in here, I'm taking a back seat, but I'm getting to be in the band Evil Creek, you know what I mean? I know, I get to watch these two, and I get to do everything with them, you know what I mean?
There you go.
Yeah.
No, but and I'll continue to do it because I still pinch myself when I do it. But I was standing in work one day, I work in the hospital, and I had kept a wee guitar in the corner for in break times and whatever. And I'm standing sort of.
That's dedication, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was standing doing whatever I was doing. I'm not going to say what I do in the hospital, brain surgery. But anyway.
open heart brain surgery.
Yeah, so it was in the middle of somebody's heart there between a knife and fork.
Yeah.
And it was lovely. With plenty of salt and vinegar. But, and I heard his voice in my head, and I started these lines coming through my head, and I went, I'm hearing Mark's voice. And I went over to the guitar, and I sat there, and within 20 minutes wrote the song, but it was him singing in my head, not my own voice. And then I was sheepishly approached him and went, can I play this song for you and let me hear what you think? And he's like, oh yeah, it's a good song, it's not too bad, yeah. And then we ended up playing it one night live, and everybody just gelled. And then they added in their own extra well, why don't we change this up and do that? And I'm just like, holy crap, this is amazing. It's an Evil Creek song. But it was all his voice that I heard in my head. I'd never wrote like that before. Never wrote for anybody else.
It is a very good song. It's a very catchy song. Yeah.
Do you want to play it?
Be good. I don't know. You want to play it?
Do you want to?
Sure.
It's up to you. You can play something else if you want.
No, we can play it. I don't mind.
Let's
Go ahead
play
and
that.
introduce it, Johnny.
Yep. Throw it out there.
This one's called The Underneath.
Oh, wait. I feel more comfortable doing this.
Yeah. They're just taking off. You can't see it. They're just taking off the headphones to make it a little bit more.
By the grace of God, I've never been to see the light on the other side. I stand alone, living on a sin, but all these pages on the book that heaven sent. Would you wait for me now if I start to fall? Would you hold my hand and now I'm trying to breathe? I've seen the places that I've yet to roam, but the darkness pulls me to the underneath, to the underneath. Should I walk alone when the devil comes? It's the only life I've ever known. From the mouths of babies I must control the loving feeling that I give to call my own. Would you wait for me now if I start to fall? Would you hold my hand? Now I'm trying to breathe.
I've seen the places that I've yet to roam, but the darkness pulls me to the underneath. Inside my heart, now I'm living true, but the world's falling by my feet. I can light the fire, burn it out for you. Watch the amber light, the darkness of the street. Would you wait for me now if I start to fall? Would you hold my hand? Now I'm trying to breathe. I've seen the places that I've yet to roam, but the darkness pulls me to the underneath, to the underneath. To the underneath. To the underneath, yeah. To the underneath.
That is the underneath.
Nicely done, guys. That was awesome.
Thank you.
Awesome.
I missed my distortion for that one.
Hey, sorry, we have to redo it over. Come back next week.
Yeah, bring your distortion.
That's
bring
it.
the wah pedal.
No, that was awesome, guys.
That was
you.
awesome. Yeah. So
Yeah, so we have a lot of these songs that are just kind of, a lot of feel-good songs, and then we got our rockabilly stuff, and there's some that Cliff actually sings. If you guys wanted to hear another song, I want to do one of his, definitely. Because
we can squeeze one in for sure.
Yeah.
They are probably my favorite songs.
Okay.
Like, especially Highway 69. I mean, they're not that he can't write with complexity, but they're just so simple.
I just bought the hat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're, when we play them live, you could see the people dancing and
Yeah.
moving, and they're just having a great old time, right?
Which is what it's all about, right?
Absolutely.
For you guys, for sure, right?
Well, I mean, this next record, not this one that really I can't talk tonight. Not the record we're releasing. Fuck's sakes. That we're releasing on the 2nd. Sorry, I said the
Got through it. It's okay.
But the next one after that is definitely going to be a lot more like that. With the whole hoedown, rockabilly, lots
Love
of
it.
slide guitar stuff.
Cool.
And,
Swamp.
but still kind of, it's kind of like
Swampy.
swampy.
But it has your touch, right?
Yeah, swampy Delta bluesy kind of shit, and it's gonna still have that kind of heavy crispness to it,
Yeah, we'll keep all the different, alternate tunings so that,
Yeah.
especially when we do anything with the open C, it kind of relates to that stuff that, like a Ghost. And it seems to get a little heavier when we're in the open C.
It does.
Now, what's the song that brings everybody on to the floor? Because there's always one, right?
I'd say Beautiful.
Yeah, that's
absolutely.
a good one.
Beautiful
Highway
is
69, beautiful.
no pun intended. It's a beautiful song.
It's a beautiful
It
song.
really is.
I don't know, Dirt Road too. Even though it's kind of a ballady song, but Dirt Road is a really good one that gets people engaged. I think it's just
Yeah.
there's something.
I had
about
that
the
on my
song.
list.
Dirt Road?
Yeah.
Your list of what?
Well, Barrel of the Gun and then
Black
Away
Book.
from the Sun.
It was the songs that he likes.
Yeah, no, I like them all, but I just thought I'd point them out. I had Lovely, Dirt Road, Barrel of a Gun, and then I wrote Away from the Sun, but obviously it's the same song.
It's
so.
funny, Cliff and I had the gloves on trying to figure out if we ever wanted to play Beautiful when we first started, because I thought it was the most commercial song we had.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, we got to play it. We
I
got to
liked
play it.
it.
And I'm like, really?
All the girls are engaged.
Turns out, I mean, I love the song, probably more now than I did when I wrote it. And, it turns out that it's a real crowd pleaser
Just,
when we play
the
it.
only
cool.
problem is our drummer. He always wants to play it play it slower. No, you want to.
Oh, I want it faster. He wants it slower. Yeah.
So like he kind of starts it with the beat and like, and we go through the one part of it, and then as soon as the song kicks in, Mark and I are starting to play fast. So he's going to catch up to us no matter what.
He gets a death stare from Mark.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, often.
Yeah. So now here's the
This
question.
is amazing, though. It's actually kind of a cool story how he ended up in Evil Creek.
Okay.
Because he was with Johnny and Walking with Crows first. And when we got offered to play with Jeff Martin from the Tea Party, we didn't know if we wanted to do it as just him and I playing guitars and singing, or if we wanted to find a percussionist. And he's a great djembe player as well. So I called him up, and he said he'll do this show, whatever. And after that, I asked him, do you want to stay in the project? And he said, yeah, absolutely. I didn't think he would, because he has a family at home, and he's already in Walking with Crows. But, we took a shot in the dark, and it's like, yeah, okay, awesome. And he's been in the band, well, we're going on, I think, 6 years as a band now.
Yeah, and he's as funny as Johnny is, but we don't give him a mic.
Yeah, thank God we don't give him a mic.
Poor drummers, man.
I know.
Yeah.
And, that's the thing, too. A lot of camaraderie, a lot of, joking around and laughs. We don't take life
That's
too seriously.
huge. The hang is huge. If you don't get along with the guys, it's not going to work, right? So you got
No, you can't take yourself too seriously either,
Yeah.
right?
And we don't. And we
No.
don't. And that's when it just goes back to Cliff and I wanting to do this for the sake of playing music. We love to play music. We really didn't have an agenda.
we just didn't want to bring half stacks to shows anymore.
There you go.
Well, that you still have, listen. Like I say, you want to have fun and you want to, but you're still professional enough to want to put out a product that you are proud
Absolutely.
of, right?
We still want to show off what we're doing.
Exactly. Yeah. I wasn't downplaying it. I just sort of want to make sure
I
that
get
you know
it.
that.
But I mean,
So-
it just. Again, there's no real agenda behind that other than just hopefully people like the music.
for sure.
Yep.
And with a bigger sound now, I think, with the piano and stuff added to it, it adds
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Not
yeah,
bigger,
huge.
the strings and stuff that they do on the piano just adds so much to it as well.
Yeah.
So you're saying you're like the heart of the band.
He
right?
is.
No.
Thank
so-
goodness he's in the band.
Well,
I gotta watch what I say. He might kick me.
I actually, they wanted me to play mandolin, so I went and got a mandolin, and so he started playing. I was like, this is great. I don't have to do it now.
Yeah, but Highway 69 Licking Twins, I was playing banjo on the thing. Don't take it, don't take it, don't take it, don't take it. And they were
On
all
the
like,
keyboard.
it kind of
Yeah.
works, but it doesn't because it has a clinky, it's electronic. And I went, I need to get a mandolin. He's like, I've got a mandolin. I went, give me the mandolin, bring it in next time.
I thought it sounded good, though, but
yeah,
it
and I
was
started
more
playing it
funny
on the
than
mandolin.
good.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it worked. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, that's what we're doing
that's
from
a
now on. So just
That's a different sound there, the mandolin.
He's just got so
right?
many
Like, it's
instruments.
so-
He takes up
so
like
great.
5 inputs on a mixer.
yeah,
so anytime
he's the
we're-
one that does the mixing, and he hates it. He's like, "What do you need?" I want 5. 5? I only have freaking 6 of them for all of us. I need 5.
The mandolin's such a cool instrument. Steve Earle plays it. Eh? It's
Sure does.
yeah, we're
nice.
thinking
He
about
sure
doing that
does.
in
Yeah, we were talking about the
Copperhead Road.
Copperhead Road.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
but
You
that's
learned
it.
it already.
That's
Yeah,
it,
that's
yeah.
pretty funny what he did actually.
I found bagpipes on the keyboard, and I got 2 big massive bolts from the garage, and set them down to get that drone.
Yeah, from the beginning,
And then just whacked into the thing, and then I can kind of get my elbows up to knock the bolts off and continue on playing, and it works.
Nice. Nice.
That's awesome.
Well, you
That
got
is
fans here because we both love Steve Earle. We,
Oh, I know.
We go to see
And he
him
likes
anytime we
people.
can.
They like people who play the bolts too. That's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's not many bolt players out there. Only you seeing, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Did you get that wee one? That was-
I did.
There we go.
Oh, that
I
was
didn't even hear him. I wasn't listening.
that was so good. Wow.
That was a fast one. It's another Usain Bolt one. Anyway.
Anyway, wow.
And we're done.
And
Good night, folks. Thank you.
you haven't killed him yet. I'm amazed.
I actually didn't hear what he said. I wasn't paying attention.
Well, it's
See, I
probably
like to
for the
speak
best.
fast
It's
and
for,
Mark.
it's for the best.
yeah,
No, that's the
it's-
thing. You can say to Mark, hey, my mum died, and he goes, yeah. He hasn't got a clue what the hell I say.
yeah, that's not true.
That's terrible, but funny. I'm sorry.
It is terribly funny. Now, we need to ask this question because we've asked it with every podcast. You will know because you've been listening.
Ooh.
I've listened to
Yeah.
a few of them.
Yeah, but
Yeah, you
know,
better
all
start.
of them.
You better start listening, bro. You better start
now I
listening.
will.
Hey, I nominated you guys today for the Faces.
You have to keep doing it every
Oh, yeah.
day.
Well, you got to do it for us
Yes.
too.
Yeah.
So
You
if
got to
you
do it
can,
for us.
folks, yeah, please. Yeah, I did. And
Every day?
Yeah, Faces, yeah.
Yeah, well, we won
Faces
last year,
magazine,
right?
we're in 4 different
Yeah, I know.
categories.
I was
And
going
I-
to mention that. Yes.
I nominated you for everyone. Yep.
Yeah, what are they?
Yep. Video of the year, album of the year, group of the year, and single
I don't think
Yeah.
I've even
of the year.
voted.
Yeah.
I think I voted one time.
Yeah.
No, you
Mark,
have to do
get on it,
every
man.
single
Get on
day.
it.
Yeah.
Because that was a great honor, though, because we won Music Group of the Year
Yes, you
last
did,
year.
yeah.
Yeah, I
And
was
it's a
gonna
f-
mention
and
it, yeah.
fans have to go on every single day and do it. And, everybody's on their phone, but to get them away from what they're doing, they're flicking through Instagram or whatever,
Yeah.
just to go and vote. I mean, it isn't hard to vote. But
Yeah. It'd be nice if you're a
it's
fan.
unbelievable.
And we're grateful for it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
big
absolutely.
time. Thank you,
yeah.
Dawg.
Shows-
Everybody
shows
gets
that-
a new car.
Yeah.
Everybody who votes.
Did you all get a plaque? Does everybody get a plaque? Or is there just one for the
Cliff
band?
and I got one,
Yeah.
but we ordered them. You know,
Oh,
they're
okay,
too
cool.
lazy to get in there and bring an order.
Yeah.
Cheap is the word he means. Cheap.
Yeah, cheap. Okay, now back to my question, fellas, before you play that one more song for us. 80s or 90s? We always ask.
For music.
Yep.
Yeah, genre. Years.
Genre.
Decade. I know.
70s.
No, you
That's not
can't.
an option. Sorry.
Sorry, dude.
I'm
yeah.
trying to think
It's
of
just
who-
it's a question we ask
90s for me.
everybody.
Okay.
Nah, yeah.
Well, I didn't even want to ask you.
Yeah, John, I
no
need-
Gallagher. No Gallagher. No Gallagher.
I think I'd have to say 90s as well.
Alrighty.
80s had a lot of disco crap in it, and I'm not a fan of
Trifecta?
that at all.
I was probably more 80s because Van Halen was 78, 79, and they rolled into that. And I liked
Sure did.
Ozzy too, so I liked Ozzy's solo career a lot too, right?
Nice. Okay.
Well, yeah.
And, you know, I like shredder guitar players. I like the Joe Satriani's and stuff like that.
he's sick.
Yeah, those type
Jake
of players.
Ely.
Zach
Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah,
Zach
Jake
Wilde.
Ely.
Yeah.
Zach Wild. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was that era. I just didn't really like the way they looked.
No, well,
You know,
there's that,
they're all-
right?
Oh,
the hair bands.
look,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
He had a
They're
crush
talented
on-
though.
he had
They
a
were.
crush on Brett
Yeah.
Michaels.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Yeah, Poison. Oh my god.
I got one more to throw in before you guys go to your song. Van Halen, Hager, or
Hager. For me,
or
Hager.
David Lee Roth.
That's hard. As far as like the whole feel, I'd have to say Roth because that's how it started with me. But whenever Sam joined the band, it seemed like Eddie got mellower, but his guitar playing actually got harder.
You know, I think
You know?
personally, when Sammy Hagar joined Van Halen became a different band.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Whole new band.
Eddie was on
So, I mean,
fire
I
as a
did
kid,
like,
but
I did
but-
like the David Lee Roth stuff. That whole era was great, and then he joined the band. I actually seen him live with Hagar, and it was monstrous.
Yeah.
yeah,
It was so good.
Just thought I'd throw that in there.
I saw them with Hagar, and then I saw them when Diamond Dave came back. But
which was
well, he was
it
actually
was okay, but
What?
I would have
What
liked
are you
to
gonna hit me for?
saw them in their heyday with
What?
Roth.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, David Lee Roth as a frontman is like,
Yeah.
you know, off the charts. And plus, if you have Eddie Van Halen playing the guitar behind you, you're gonna be fine. You know.
Absolutely.
All righty.
So what do
We
you
have
want?
Cliff
what do you-
Chamberlain.
Now,
Cliff
well, now
Chamberlain,
his
yeah.
son's doing it. Mammoth is going to
Yeah,
continue
exactly, yeah.
the legacy. So
All right. So we're going to hear, was it Highway 69? Is that what we're going to hear?
Let's
Yeah,
do a
let's
little
do-
messed up.
no, let's do Dirt Road.
Dirt Road.
That's me singing. I want to do one with you.
Oh,
singing.
you
Yeah,
want me
we
to
want
sing?
you
Well,
to
then
sing.
let's do.
A little messed up. That way we can all get the harmonies in there. So that's a great
All right.
song.
So this is going to be on the new CD. Actually.
Nice. Let's hear it, boys.
So it starts with Steve doing a little. All right. Every time I see you, baby, you look so fine. Dancing in your cowboy blues and your cherry wine. Talking to the other boys. Why, oh, why? You're a little messed up, but baby, I know you're mine. Every time I think about you, well, out of time. Talking to the other girls. Why, oh, why? Singing all my favorite songs. Well, that gets me by. Sing, boys. You're a little messed up, but baby, I know you're mine. Here I go. Walking to the room. Looking alright, right. What would I do without you? Walking to the room, looking alright, right. You're a little messed up, but baby, I know you're mine. This is Johnny's keyboard solo.
baby, I know you're mine.
Walk into the room, looking all right. What would I do without you? Walk into the room, looking all right. You're a little messed up, but baby, I know you're mine. You're a little messed up, but baby, I know you're mine. You're a little messed up, but baby, I know. A little messed up, but baby, I know. A little messed up, but baby, I know.
Yo, mine. Stop there.
You were a little messed up.
You're a little messed
That's
up.
the whole point.
That was the name of the song too. I could see people just like out of the chairs onto the dance floor for that. So when you begin, there it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the funny one for this CD, and it's about a girl we met out in Chesterville, and she was like always partying, and you could see her husband looking at her, right, saying, "Oh, okay." Yeah. And I always thought, okay, he's looking at her, going, "You're a little messed up, but I know you're mine. You're coming home with me tonight." She's just having a good time, right? And that was kind of the gist of the song.
Good old Chesterville.
Yeah, it was a good time.
I live out that way. That's what.
What was the bar?
We used to play
McCluskey's.
McCluskey's. We used to play at McCluskey's every so often. I mean, an old, crappy building falling apart, but it's had such a good vibe.
Ambiance.
Actually, we recorded like a ghost there. That's that's where we did the video.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah, it had a real nice rustic look to
I
it.
remember the first time playing there, we walk in and we're expecting, okay, we're going to have a night of some old drunk dudes at the bar, and we were really surprised.
Yeah.
All the people our age, younger people,
Yeah,
came. Like,
and
the
it
place
was
was
packed.
packed.
Nice.
Oh yeah, they have a good time out there, man.
Yeah.
It's
And it's not around anymore, that
No,
bar.
and that was one of my favorite places to go.
They got hit with the COVID close down. Unfortunately, I think
Yeah.
they had to close. Right.
We got a new one like that now. It's out in Perth.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
the
Perth.
garage,
Great
it
place.
gives us the same
Or the
vibe.
garage if you're in Ireland.
Garage.
The only way you could say Perth is at the side of your mouth.
Perth.
Gotta say Perth.
Oh, yeah.
Well, gentlemen, your time is appreciated. Thank you for
thank
playing
you.
some wonderful music for us. Grab that EP on December the 2nd. It'll be available to stream, of course, but it would be nice if you got a hard copy. That would be much preferred, I think.
Support the band.
Support the band. Go vote for them for all of the Faces awards that they're nominated for. I think the vote starts like December 15th or something like that, right?
Yeah,
I
you
think
can
it's-
nominate them now, and I guess they'll get the
don't
list
know.
down to whatever they do the list to.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, down
So-
to the finalists. Yeah.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
from there, if they're nominated and on that list, go vote for them for sure.
Yeah, they're awesome. They are awesome.
They are very awesome.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Very much, guys.
Thank you
Thanks
very
for
much.
having us
Appreciate
as
it.
well, and maybe we can do this again sometime.
Oh yeah, well, we'll
definitely.
certainly. I mean, the one thing that Dawg and I have talked about before is having a gathering where we kind of have a small rock fest of some sort, and bring a few of the artists that we have had on the show, which we've been blessed to have. This is our 34th episode, Dawg.
You bet it.
Okay.
An end of season rockout.
It was fun. I had a
Yeah, because I think we'll do like seasons. You know, like this is our
Right,
season 1 of our podcast series, and it's like it's cool. I haven't told Dawg that yet, but now you know, bro. But yeah, no, thanks again, guys, and we'll do something like that.
Use as well. Like, thank yous for letting us come on, because like if something like that does happen, we get to see other artists as well that we might have never met in Ottawa before, and it just connects us all together that way.
Yeah.
So, but it's all thanks to yous too as well. So keep the show going. I love it to death. It's unbelievable. I love the show.
Thanks, Johnny. Yeah,
Thank you so
we
much.
Appreciate you guys. I mean, it's we're having so much fun.
We're having a
I think
great
this
time.
is
yeah.
one of the first time we play in front of people without having to plug in, so that was pretty
Yeah.
great.
Nice.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, it's kind of
It's
casual.
fun for us too.
And you're wearing no shoes. That's
Yeah,
fantastic.
I'm in
Yep.
my stocking feet here. It's
Very
kinda great.
casual.
Thanks, boys.
Thank
Right.
you.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for having us.
All right, till next time.